Hey everybody, it's Chris with That West with Chris, and I am camping this weekend, doing a little solo trip. Went camping for the first time this year, last weekend with my kids. Didn't get a lot of good footage or anything like that, so no video, but there's a reason for that, and I'll tell you that sometime later. So I'm at Blue Lakes. I don't know which campground on Blue Lakes I'm at. I'm kind of confused, but I'm at Blue Lakes in California, in Humboldt, Toiyabe. I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly. Toby, who knows? But Humboldt, Toiyabe National Forest. There's a couple of lakes up here. Brought my kayak. Got the Kodiak canvas tent. And looking forward to having a good weekend. Trout fishing and just camping. A lot of folks here, but really nice spot. I think we're somewhere around 7,000 feet elevation, but I can't confirm. I am right next to the shit house, which isn't always a good thing, but it is what it is. So I need to finish setting up my camp and probably make some dinner. I haven't eaten much today. Better eat some dinner before I start drinking a beer. And yeah, finish, get my camp set up, make a fire, eat some dinner, hang out. That's the plan for tonight. And she's right in the middle of all these campgrounds. She's pretty mellow. Right there. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I got my campsite all set up. Got the fire going. Time to make some dinner and then just chill. But I'm gonna kind of watch this deer for a little bit. Pretty cool. Good morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Got a small fire going, and I'm gonna start up some coffee, and then I'm gonna go fishing. So gonna have a simple breakfast this morning, some coffee, and yeah, slept pretty good last night, not too cold. Beautiful morning, nice and quiet at the campground. That's why I'm trying to whisper. Good stuff. I'm excited to go fish this lake in my kayak and hopefully get into some trout and maybe have some trout for lunch. Alright, let's make some coffee. I got my percolator. Got some Black Rifle Coffee Company coffee. I love this percolator. It's so easy to make coffee with it. I'll put a link in the description to a video I did a couple years ago on how to make coffee with this percolator. Had this for a couple years. I've used it quite a bit and it works great. I'm gonna get the kayak unloaded and then get out here and fish. Woohoo! So I just talked to the campground manager, and I suspected that my campground, even though it's full of people, is actually closed because there's like no running water, no toilet paper in the latrines or anything. So I had suspected that it was closed, and I just talked to the campground manager. I was trying to figure out how and where to pay my fee, and he told me, well, it is closed. And I asked him, well, what should I do? And he said, enjoy yourself. It's free this weekend. I offered to pay him the fee, and he was like, no, it's on PG&E this weekend. It's free. We're not going to ask any of the folks over there to leave. So yeah, just enjoy yourself. So that was pretty cool. He was a nice guy. Chatted with him for a couple of minutes. I'm going to go back to camp, hang out for a little bit. I might go for a hike. Kind of want to get out and explore. But then I'm going to fish. So I figured I'd squeeze in a little hike. So, yeah, gonna explore a little bit. And yeah, I have no idea where I'm going. Really cool little meadow. There's a creek by it. So the snow is just melting. Most of it's gone. There's still some patches of it. Right here you got some. Stuff is just starting to really green up. The wildflowers and all that are starting to get going, and you know, the grasses. Okay, here's where the road leads. There's a little cabin right here. It's pretty cool. Kind of looks like there's gold in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but just flecks. Could be in this area. Alright, I'm gonna climb up a little bit. So right here we've got a really old juniper tree. I believe it's a western juniper. And there's a little stand of them. These things grow so slowly. If you're interested in that type of thing, there's a link down in the description for when I visited the oldest juniper tree in the United States. Some people think it's 6,000 years old. Some say 4. Some say 2. So who knows, really? Yeah, these guys are old. Alright, so I'm back at my camp, and I did a bunch of fishing today. Got back, it was dark, of course, because I never stop fishing until it's dark. But anyways, I was gonna do steaks today, but because it's late, it's like 9:15, 9:30, I'm gonna go ahead and just do some more brats. I got a couple brats left over from yesterday, so got my fire going. Got my lantern going, and I'm gonna get my grub on. It's Sunday morning, and it's time to go kayak fishing. So, yeah, I'm gonna fish for a little bit, and I'm gonna kind of take my time busting my camp and head out. The lake looks pretty good. So let's get this thing unloaded. Oh, there's some big fish down there. Not this one though. This guy's tiny. Or just mean. Okay. Little guy. Fish. Not a good one. Yeah. Not a little tiny one, but yeah, not a good one.
Got done fishing, relaxed for a little bit here in the campsite, and I am starting to pack up. It's been a good time up here. This has been a pretty cool trip. I had a good time, and I didn't really even have any intention of coming to this campground per se. I was thinking about going to a different one, Blue Lakes Campground, but they weren't open yet. So I talked to the guy. They're supposed to open here in a couple weeks. I talked to the campground manager there and asked him about this campground, and he said, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're open. So came up this way. So yeah, it's been fun. Really good weekend. Nice and relaxing. Did a lot of fishing, did a little bit of hiking, and it's just beautiful up here. Okay, everybody, so I'm all packed up. Place is nice and clean. Left a little bit of wood for some other folks, and just want to give you my thoughts on Blue Lakes campgrounds. There are 4 campgrounds up here. I'm not exactly sure how many sites total. It's a pretty good campground. Each site has a paved driveway. You get these rocks so you don't go off the area that you're supposed to. Each campground has a fire pit, picnic table, and a bear box. So this is bear country, so you do want to be sure to use your bear box. There are latrines scattered around, and you know, garbage cans, stuff like that. A few of the campsites are located close to the lake, so that's kind of a big plus. If you can get here early enough, you know, snagging those is a good thing. They look like pretty nice campgrounds. The other ones are off the lake a little bit, and you know, in forested areas. So the only downside really to this campground is that there's not a lot of understory growth, especially in the area that I am. So you don't have a ton of privacy between campsites. So you know, if you're looking for privacy and that type of thing, you have to be really picky about the campsite you choose. There are quite a few trailheads that lead out of the area. If you're a hiker, you know, if you're just a leisure kayaker, you know, 2 lakes that you can kayak in. When it's warm, you can swim in those, and you know, all sorts of stuff. For fishermen, it's a great spot to come. If you have a small boat, you know, they have launches so you can get in and out. I think it's a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit on the lake, so keep that in mind. And yeah, it's a pretty cool spot.
I had a great time up here. Had fun fishing. Didn't catch any really big fish, but had a good time fishing. It's freaking gorgeous up here, with the snow-capped mountains around the lake and that type of stuff. I did a lot of reading and relaxing, and I did a couple little hikes and had a great time on those hikes too. There's just some beautiful areas around here. This campsite is actually going to move up in my list of campsites. It's probably going to be one of my top 5 favorite campsites, and I just had a great time. There were cool people that I was camping next to, so I didn't have any issues like I did last weekend with my kids, where people were just being noisy and blaring their music all day and all night. Didn't have that issue. And yeah, just really pretty up here. Great spot. I highly recommend it. Blue Lakes, check it out. So hey, if you liked the video, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe. If you have any questions about the area, the fish, anything, leave a comment below. And as always, thanks for getting out west with Chris.